thank you for joining me here. And this is a very historic occasion for me with the launch of this Source Resonance Academy. Sound healing is one of the great passions of my life, as is the mystical powers of music, sonic mysticism, as the great Russell Paul, author of the Yoga of Sound, calls it. So I've been working professionally in this growing, burgeoning realm of sound healing for about 15 years now. And one of the reasons I got drawn to sound healing was not only the incredible potential of making music and sound to help people heal on such a deep level, but it was also the knowledge that you find in the sound healing paradigm. It truly is a portal into this great convergence of science and spirituality, which I often say is one of the harbingers, one of the signs that we are on the cusp of entering into a new golden era, a new golden age. And I believe that golden ages are defined as being times of great effervescent unity consciousness, where all of humanity starts to have this revelation that despite our cultural nuances, our different traditions and creeds by which we sort of distinguish ourselves, that there is this common ground of which we are all sprouting from, this universal soil. And I believe science and spirituality are really engineering an illumination of that. And sound healing is really about that. It's about delving into the quantum vibrational realm of reality. And when we delve into that realm, when we get beyond the illusory field of matter, what the ancient Vedic sages of India would call the Maya, we start to enter into these higher dimensions where we start to apprehend that all things are truly interconnected. As the Buddhists say, interdependently arising. We are all arising together in this hyperconnectivity. And then when we die, when we depart, when we pass away, nothing really vanishes aside from maybe our mortal form and our ego, but everything decomposes back into the unified field. Now, the ancient mystics from India called this the Akashic field, the fifth element, from which all the four elements that really conduct things in this more material realm, they come out of this. This is the cosmic womb, if you will. And interestingly, Akasha as an element is connected to sound. So this is why the ancients really knew a lot about sound, and why music, up until pretty much the arising of capitalism, where we found arts and sciences really getting commodified into products, which really limits their scope, because there's this whole intention, I must sell this to someone, a kind of manipulation. But prior to that, I like to say that sound and music was made not for entertainment solely, but for entrainment, which is a sound healing term, which means the ability of frequencies to influence things and beings. And this is one of the hallmarks of sound healing, and why people are getting very drawn to going to sound baths and sound journey experiences, because therein they can singularly experience sound and music without distractions of being at a concert, where there's tons of auxiliary noise from the crowd and distractions, maybe alcohol and drugs. In a sound journey, a sound bath, you are pretty much there to just deeply listen and be moved by the music, because we're starting to acknowledge that when we do so, music has the ability to really put us on a journey, a psycho-spiritual journey into our inner world. And this is very profound to me. And this is why pretty much since the get-go of offering sound bath experiences back in the day, I started immediately also teaching workshops to educate people on the sound healing paradigm, because that in itself was so life-changing for me and influential. And I just got so damn giddy because science and spirituality, when they converge, I just get so excited at the potentials. This is really also the dawn of the Aquarian age. This is all about opening up this unity physics, which will then help us advance technology in hopefully more humane and divine ways. So it's very profound what is occurring on the planet right now. And when you get into sound healing and the education of it, which I do a lot in my Source Resonance intensives and trainings, there's just so much. Not only is there so much still being innovated as more and more scientists and artists alike are getting involved in sound healing, but something that I like to root people in is also the ancient wisdom on the matter. So in my source resonance trainings, we often create an altar to the muses, which harkens to the ancient Greeks, and we go into the ideas of Pythagoras, who had a lot to say about the healing power of sound and music. So pretty much since the get-go, I started teaching small one-off workshops, often combined with the sacred sound experience. And then as time progressed, people wanted more. And so that gave birth to the first sound healing intensive. And then, of course, after people took that weekend intensive, this is back in Toronto, Ontario, where it's based at the time I'm coming to you today from my new primary base in Costa Rica. After people took that intensive, people were quickly asking, like, wow, when's level 2 happening? So I realized very happily that people were having the same sort of passion and inspiration that I was having with sound, that they wanted to go deep, really deep with this stuff. So that gave birth in 2017 to the Source Resonance Training Program, which was a 75-hour training, which I ran for a number of years back in Canada, over 3 weekend workshops with a month space in between. We had practicum voice alchemy classes bi-weekly, and that was a really rich, deep experience. And then in 2019, I was invited down to Costa Rica to perform at some festivals and also to offer my Source Resonance intensive training retreat for the first time. And I'm happy to say that next year, February 2025, we'll be conducting the 6th edition of the Source Resonance Training Intensive Retreat in beautiful Costa Rica. And I'll share a bit more about that as well at the tail end here. So at some point, I started to have, a bunch of graduates and students through my programs, through my offerings. And I wanted to really establish a place where we can continue as peers to really share and evolve this truly a medicine. Just like professional fields have associations and such, to make sure that we're constantly being in these evolutionary fields together and knowledge sharing and inspiring each other. I really feel that sound healing is getting to that place. And you'll probably notice there are international sound healing associations popping up as we speak, which is amazing. So this medicine is really positioning itself to be one of the great universal medicines on the planet, and all the integrations that you can make with allopathic medicine, body work, naturopathic medicines as well. It's amazing. All the unifying that's happening and the integration of all these medical fields is really exciting. So I had in mind a few years ago that, I'd love to create some sort of academy where my graduates, my students can really, be a part of a ongoing community, and also a place to sort of magnetize people in, who want to learn more about sound healing, and to put a lot of resources there in the online sphere, because of course, in the online world, you have a lot of flexibility to continue, to be connected despite time and space. So it took me a while to get things all designed, but this year I came back to Costa Rica in the rainy season in October, and I really bear down, and I'm happy to say I've built the website. The academy is running, and I'm going to show it to you right now. So I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment here to load this up. Okay, here we go. So, sharing the screen. Okay, and here you have it. Aha! And this little pop-up will pop up automatically. And this is just for anyone who's just like wanting a general introduction to sound healing. I've recorded a really beautiful, about a 10-minute talk on sound healing. And you also get an epic piece of my Sound Journey music if you just sign up there to activate your sound healing gift. And here is the homepage for the Source Resonance Academy. So you'll see there's a little write-up that sort of introduces you in general to some of the things I've been talking about here. And then as we scroll down, we enter into something I'm really excited to share with you, which is the Vibration Nation Source Resonance Membership Portal. So this is a way that we can still stay connected and do practices together. And there's 3 different levels of this portal It's a nominal fee if you wish to join. So I'll just outline some of the tiers. So tier one, I call it the Sonic Mystic. And for $22 a month, this is all in Canadian dollars. So if you're in America, that's good news. You get access foremost to the winged voice, which is the practice I'll be sharing with you at the end of this video. So this will be a bi-weekly sonic mysticism practice where we'll be working with our voice in simple and basic ways, doing such things as the vowel chants for the chakras. We'll be doing a bit of sound meditation with some sacred sounds that I'll be producing live. This will all take place over Zoom. And some soul empowerment in this practice that I call the ultimate self vocal activation, which is very profound. So you get access to that, and this will take place the second and the fourth Wednesday of every month, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. These will be recorded and uploaded so you can have access to them as well. And you're also going to get full access to the Musica Universalis library, an inclusion into the Source Resonance community via Serenely. This is a website. So it's kind of like a social media space where we can make profiles and share information. It's really fun. And you also get discounts on Source Resonance live offerings and also access to vibrations of peace. So I'm going to go into a few of those things very soon. But that's tier one. Tier two, I call the Sound Magi. So the fee goes up to $44 a month. And what you get here is you get all those things I laid out, and you also get access to new moon vibrations. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, because if you've been following my work, or if you know me from back in Toronto, you know that every single new moon I would do a sound journey to really, share the astrological teachings on the lunar cycle, and to, welcome people into activating that through a sound journey. So this is something I'm going to be doing live. It'll be about 45 minute to an hour session. I'll share a lot about the lunar cycle that we're going into, which is really exciting. I'm really passionate about astrology, and every new moon we're initiated into a new mythopoetic cycle where we can learn about where our consciousness is collectively evolving and what that means for us in our individual paths. And then to activate that through sacred sound is just really, really powerful. Tier three, the Source Sage. So this one's $88 a month. And for this one, you'll get access to this beautiful online course that I filmed in the Highlands of Scotland called Sound Medicine, using sound and music for self-healing. And I'll introduce you to that course a little deeper in a moment. But that's, there's a bunch of video modules. And that'll take you a little deeper into sound healing, especially using it for your own self-healing with the voice. So those are the three tiers. So I want to go back and just show you. So on the website as it is, if you haven't entered into the membership, you still have access to the Musica Universalis library, but it's kind of like the light version. So this is where I've curated a lot of these videos you can find on YouTube, but I've curated them really nicely with some little categorizations, little general description of each of these. And these are like videos of my sound healing activations, mystical music, some of my deeper, longer sound journeys, if you really want to go on a longer meditative experience. And then even some of my full sacred concerts that I've been filmed doing over the years. So that is the Musica Universalis Lite. Now let me see if I can show you the full version. So this is the full version of this, and this is where you really get to get all of this, all these different videos and different things. You really get access to a really powerful resource, and this is something that I'll be perpetually updating, so you'll have tons of experience, tons of opportunity to go deeper into that. And then this is the sound medicine course. So this just lines out what you get with the course. It's really powerful and dynamic, and as I said, it's filmed in Scotland, so you have a beautiful backdrop. I'm also offering sound healing mentoring. So to tell you a bit more about that, so this is for people who are usually already on the path of sound healing, and they want to learn from someone who's maybe a bit further on the path, who has a bit of expertise that maybe they don't have. I've been doing this for some of my students who come through my programs who want to work more intimately with me. So you can read all about how that works. And I also jump on 30-minute curiosity calls if you ever want to just get a sense of what a sound evolution mentorship would look like, working with me in a deeper level to really up your game in the sound healing world. And lastly, I'm just going to share here, this is the Source Resonance Retreat that's happening in February. We still have some space. It is starting to really fill up. And this is one of my pride and joys. You know, for a week, we will be in beautiful Costa Rica at my favorite retreat center in all of the land called Posada Natura, as you can see here. This is the beautiful upper deck yoga shala with beautiful wood floors. We'll also be doing a lot of shaking medicine and ecstatic dance to free our voices, because a huge component of this is what I call source singing, learning how to vocally channel with our voices. You also get a nice certificate at the end. There's a picture of last year's group. We usually get a really nice big group. And this is Posada Natura. It's in this beautiful town called Londres, which literally means London. And it's in this small Costa Rican town, and it's got this beautiful freshwater river just beneath it, which we can dip into every day. And we're quite near the Eco-Era Rainforest Reserve, where we'll be going hiking and doing some sound work with the earth, which I'm really passionate about, the eco-spiritual dimension. So you can read all about what this training is on a deeper level. And you also get this beautiful Source Resonance training manual, which is about 150 pages. Here's all the prices and the breakdowns of different accommodations. I'll also be assisted by my dear friend, Ana Clara Carranza, who's one of the most famous theater actresses in Costa Rica. And she does a lot of beautiful work now in psychodrama. And she's gone through Source Resonance and has a lot of beautiful knowledge. Shares a few testimonials, my friend Gabor Mate and Wim Hof, and a few more testimonials from those who have actually taken the trainings. So you can have a bit about that in my TEDx performance I did with my beautiful friend Luciana. So that's the Source Resonance Academy, just to give you a sense. And just to go back to the training retreat, February 8th to the 14th next year. February 12th is a Leo full moon, which will be really blessed. So we'll be really connecting to that energy. And if you are interested in joining the Source Resonance Retreat, I am also taking on brief curiosity calls right now, where we can just jump on a call, can field your questions if you really want to just know if this is in alignment for you. But it's a really powerful experience. And it's not only for people who want to be sound healers, it's for people who want to just integrate sound healing into their work as body workers, as yoga teachers, or just people who are spiritual enthusiasts and they just want to go deeper into an experience of learning about sound healing. We cover a lot of terrain in that week. We learn how to really curate beautiful and artful sound journey experiences. All of my instruments are down here, so we'll be working with gongs, crystal bowls, some harps, and we'll also be looking at 101 sound therapeutics with tuning fork therapy, and we'll be working with cacao as well, and loads of other fun experiences. It's always a very magical and life-changing transformational experience as well, especially when you're working with your voice as much as we will be every day. Just vibrating your life force with that is really, really profound. Thank you for being here with me today, and thank you for letting me welcome you into the Source Resonance Academy. And as we say in the Academy, may the Source be with you. Many blessings.